Hi everyone, it's Wednesday, September 20th already? Oh my god. So I'm posting another update on YouTube and I'll post one on TikTok too. So in the last 24 hours, I've talked to two vascular surgeons to get test results. I think the last time most of you had any information, I had in the hospital the CAT scan with the dye that showed the chronic dissection of the femoral arteries, which then those doctors said you've got to go to vascular. We think this is why the wound's not healing. So I've talked to two vascular surgeons. And I'm going to talk to probably a third just to break the tie, because one of them, he ran tests like an ultrasound, where they go up and down, then listen to all the blood flow in the legs. And they have this other test that's called like an ABI or something, where they put the blood pressure cuffs on your ankles and your wrists and they check, like when they pump it up, they measure how fast the blood goes up in and out. So it's another way to measure the blood flow and create pressure and changes. So there's markers, there's places that they want to check to make the pulses and the blood flow are strong. So the first vascular doctor who ordered the test went over the test with me, and basically they're saying that my blood flow is great, that the arteries, that basically um, there can be cases of dissected arteries where it's a chronic thing. Maybe you're born with it, maybe something happens. It's not like a spontaneous dissection where it's benign, where as long as it's not causing, Ella just jumped over my stomach and scared me. She just jumped up here. So as long as it's not limiting the blood flow in the leg, they don't do anything about it because it's basically benign. It's like having a little, a mole or something that's benign and it's not really doing anything. You don't have to do anything about it. So his argument that this was a red herring when he said, "Oh, they found this and they think it's something, but it really isn't because the blood flow is good down in the feet and in the legs." So they checked it again. He listened in the office with the little Doppler radar and some other things, and so their argument is this is autoimmune. This, you need to go back to autoimmune. That it's at the pyoderma gangrenosum, and the my toes on the right foot, which are turning kind of, have been kind of reddish, and are now turning a little purplish. That is not vascular. It looks like it's vascular, but that is the Raynaud's, which is an autoimmune, and which I've had for some symptoms of for a while. And when I was in the office yesterday, my finger, it was cold, and she was trying to get, how they put the little clamp on the end of your finger to check your oxygen. It wasn't giving it because my fingers were turning white from the cold. And she said, "Look, this is Raynaud's. You do have Raynaud's." And that, while it's a vascular, it's a microvascular response, and they don't do anything in the veins for that. That's not because of any blockages. That's not a vascular surgeon thing. That is a rheumatologist or autoimmune thing. And most of the time, Raynaud's is harmless. The reason why it's looking worse in my right foot is that with the infection and the IV antibiotics and everything that's going on with my body, my lower right leg, where there's no real wound, is swelling. It's got some lymphatic backup and it's swollen, and it's causing some swelling and backup in the foot. And that's actually putting more pressure on the toes and making them look worse. It's making the whole foot look worse. So I'm wearing a compression sock on that leg now. I ordered some from Amazon. They've got them in all kinds of colors and stripes and all kinds of things. So I'm wearing a compression sock pretty much day and night, and it's helping a lot with the swelling, and some of those little blistery spots are going away now. We're treating it. So we're back to vascular. The other vascular doctor I talked to would like me to talk to this one other vascular person in Phoenix who is the go to person for Phoenix. And he was trained at Mayo. There's a Mayo clinic here in Phoenix for anybody who doesn't know. Up in Scottsdale, we have a Mayo hospital and a Mayo clinic here. So I may go to him just for confirmation because we just want to be sure. I'm actually relieved because I was afraid, on top of everything else, now I was going to have to vascular surgery or bypasses on these arteries, or what are we going to have to do? And is this going to create problems in the other leg and blah, all of it. So it's a relief to know I don't have vascular problems to worry about in the legs. But again, it puts us back to autoimmune, which is more complex to try to solve because there's no real quick fixes for autoimmune. We need to find some doctor who has experience with pyoderma gangrenosum, and I can tell you, because I've been through so many doctors already, that most rheumatologists, they know about it, but it's so rare they don't see it. It's not like it's something that they know a lot about, like lupus or even Crohn's or some of the other autoimmune diseases that we just have more information on and can treat. So you almost, when you look up pyoderma gangrenosum experts, it's usually dermatologists, but medical dermatologists, like hardcore dermatologists who deal with severe medical issues. I mean, this is not something you can go to a normal dermatologist for. Normal dermatologists don't even have people on call on the weekends because they're not usually dealing with life or death situations or problems like that. So, I mean, one of the biggest problems I'm realizing with this pyoderma gangrenosum idea, if that is what it is, and it seems like it is, there's no doctor for that. There's infectious disease doctors who've treated wounds who kind of know about it. There's rheumatologists who treat autoimmune who kind of know about it. There's dermatologists who've treated some things and they kind of know about it. I mean, there's all these different specialists who kind of know about it, but there's no one who's really like, oh yeah, I specialize in treating this. This is what we need to do. Bam, bam, bam. It's very, very difficult. So I wanted to give an update, let you guys know on my end what I can do now that we're back to autoimmune is try to do some of the supplements, try to drink I'm going to go back to drinking the Kalawala herb tea because that is really supposed to be helpful. I'm cutting, of course, any gluten and sugar now. I normally stay away from that, but now I'm really going to go more hardcore, staying away from it. Plus, I'm going to start fasting. I typically eat dinner around 3:30 and don't eat breakfast till 8. So I'm typically fasting around 15 or 16 hours a day because that's supposed to be really good for autoimmune too. So we're back to autoimmune, and I'm making some calls and trying to find out what the next step is. But I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for following and watching and being so supportive. So if you have any autoimmune ideas, let me know. And anything I learn that's helpful, I'll absolutely share with you. And just trying to, again, go one day at a time. And Ella says hello. Say hey, baby. Say hello. So she's here with me, and I'm sending out love to all of you. Hope you have a great couple of days, and I'll be back with an update soon. Thank you.